We've got quite a few storylines in Season 3 of Titans to resolve, and one of them is Donna Troy. Let's talk about the death and return of Donna Troy and Troia. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and we're going to talk a little bit today about Titans Season 3. But first, I wanted to remind everybody, if you're looking for your place for all your comic book news, rumors, and reviews, all while looking for the best and positive in all these characters we love, make sure you hit that like button and press subscribe. Well, I know I'm not the only person out there who's pretty excited about Titans Season 3. The show has quite a fan base, and as I've seen here, quite a few fans here like the show. After the end of Season 2, we have quite a few unresolved story threads. So I thought what we would do is kick off a series of videos delving into each one of those story threads, along with a little speculation of what may happen next. We're going to kick this off with Donna Troy and the death and potential return of Troia. Now, you can't talk about Donna Troy and Titans without talking about the great job that Connor Leslie has brought to the character. Visually, she's perfect for the role, and she's brought a lot of fun and smiles to the first 2 seasons. Now, fans are not happy with the electrocution death. She already stood toe-to-toe with Superboy, so it's pretty unclear why that would actually kill her. And I gotta say, I thought it was a pretty weak death. Quite honestly, the encounter with Deathstroke probably would have made more sense, and after watching him kill Aqualad and almost killing her earlier in the season, it kinda would have made a lot of sense. Now, the good news is, we know she's really not dead. This has actually been confirmed by Connor Leslie herself. She's also even hinted at the Troia storyline, so although we're speculating some here, we can basically call it confirmed. At the end of the season, we know her body was being returned to Theymsciran, and Raven was going with her. This is going to be, to me, a key part of the storyline for the upcoming season and her resurrection. During Season 2, Raven's powers kind of devolved over the second half of the season. She actually told Dick in the end of Season 2 her powers were growing and changing. If you watch carefully, we kind of saw this all through the season. It almost started immediately after she was rescued from Trigon. She had all of those visions. The fake Bruce Wayne in that Elko diner was more than a little interesting manifestation of that power, and most poignantly, that animated gargoyle that came to life and killed the abusive father of the friend she met in the shelter. All of this power for her has a real darkness to it, so we could quite honestly see a sort of dark resurrection. Now, Troy in the comics has a ton of origin stories, and it's really, really messy. But generally, the most accepted version in the comics is very similar to what we got in the show. She's saved from a fire and then taken and raised on Theymsciran. Her visions in the show seem to confirm this that we saw during the second season. And since there are no other dimensions and we've seen no Greek mythos tied directly to the show, we're likely to stick with a rather grounded version of her return. We do know they're taking a totally different direction with Jason Todd and telling a new story, and I suspect they're doing the same thing here. Now, this new Troia is likely to be very, very different from the one we've seen in the previous 2 seasons. If she's brought back by Raven's powers, she's likely to have a real dark streak that we haven't seen before, hence maybe that black costume. I suspect whatever storyline manifests, she will be battling this darkness, and she may even be brought back to life not having memories of her previous life. This is actually what happened in the comics. If you remember correctly, we've actually gotten some extra flashbacks to Donna's memories. During an earlier episode in Season 2, we saw Donna and Dick in Wayne Manor during Justice League meetings. I think some of this was a seed for Donna Troy losing her memory and it needing to be recovered in this upcoming season. The real unclear thing is where this fits into the 2 primary storylines. We know the first half of the season is going to be about Jason Todd and the Red Hood, and the second half of the season is going to be about Blackfire. If I'm making some guesses, I think the return of Donna Troy will be part of the first half of the season. More than likely, her returning to life and potentially returning to Gotham could be what helps save Jason Todd from his own darkness. You can kind of see where these 2 storylines would intersect nicely, and if the death of Donna Troy was one of the reasons that Jason went to the dark side, her return could help pull him back. Now, I don't think this will be a huge plotline in Season 3, but it's absolutely something that really needs to be resolved, and I think it actually will play into the next plotline leading late into Season 4, which will be the return of Trigon and Raven's darkness kind of circling back around to face the team again. Obviously, we've got DC Fandom Part 2 coming up, so we might get some more details about Titan Season 3, but I don't think we will. So, I think that's all we have for right now. Part 2, we're going to dive into Starfire's powers, what's happened to him, when will she fly, and what's up with Black Star. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.